Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Just wanted to drop a quick little video, a little update with the coaching search going on down in Knoxville right now. Hey, it's plane tracking season, right? It's plane tracking season for Vol Nation. Even with all the tail numbers being blocked by the university, we've still got Vol fans tracking planes to Florida. But then it turns out that's just Danny White's family going home to get the kids back to school. And then they tracked a plane going to Pennsylvania, but it just turned out to be a business meeting. Vol Twitter also had Danny White in Atlanta yesterday, and that's exactly where he was at. Rumors are interviews were being conducted yesterday in Atlanta. But I got a little article I want to share with you guys that's kind of fun. Just a way to get into this thing and talk about what's going on with this coaching search. But as always, you know the drill. Smash the thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that now. Just click that little subscribe button. You'll get notifications when we go live. The plan is to go live as soon as a head coach is in place. Dauber and JP will also be live tonight, immediately following the basketball game. So for all you Vol Hoops fans, I know it's a struggle right now, but if you are a fan of Tennessee basketball, tune in for that. They'll be live immediately following the game. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's check out the article from my good friends over at A to Z Sports Nashville. I've shared several of their articles. They do a good job over there. I enjoy their work. But let's see what they say here. Vols coaching search tracking the Tennessee plane. The article starts off here. Not a lot of information floating around right now about the Tennessee Vols coaching search. And that's true. And they go on to say that's by design. And that's something we heard about Danny White, that he always likes to keep things close to the chest. That's what happens when you use a coaching search firm. It keeps things quiet. And also, look, the guy's been on the job for what? Just a few days? He's been on the job a few days. Not a lot of contacts in Knoxville for people to get that information leaked out. But it says new UT athletic director Danny White wants to keep things quiet. But part of the fun of a coaching search is digging for information. Tell me about it. I've hit refresh on VolQuest all day long yesterday and already starting bright and early this morning. The article goes on to say, unfortunately, there's not a lot to report at the moment. Sounds like Penn State head coach James Franklin is a real factor in the search. Also sounds like Iowa State head coach Matt Campbell is a factor. I don't think that's true. I think Matt Campbell pretty much said no right out of the gate. Let's get into this search just a little bit because James Franklin, the rumor is that he is a factor. And, you know, this thing started off, the hot name right out of the gate was Tony Elliott, the offensive coordinator over at Clemson. Started popping up pretty much as soon as Danny White was announced as the athletic director. That name started coming out. And it's a name that at first didn't really excite me. But now, you know, the further we get into it, I know I said Sunday, don't sell out. Don't give in if Tony Elliott is the guy. I think we need to get behind him. Again, don't know. But James Franklin, yeah, James Franklin is a guy that is definitely was a factor. The rumor is that he was interviewed yesterday. They talked in the morning. And again, I think as the day went on, but all signs indicate that he has turned the job down. And it sounds like he had some interest, but there was uncertainty. Of course, you got to look at the NCAA investigation. Was that the breaking point? Is that something that we have to continue to look at throughout this search? Who is going to be interested? Look back to the disaster of a search before Jeremy Pruitt was hired. I mean, Pruitt was what, 7th, 8th, 9th down the list? How many coaches used Tennessee just to get a raise? And I know, you know, we talk about, oh, back the truck up, give them the money. Money talks. Money does talk, but only to a certain extent. And especially for a guy like James Franklin, who's having success at Penn State. Why would he pack up, move to Knoxville, and start from scratch? And yeah, he may never win a national championship at Penn State. And you would say that he has the opportunity to do that at Tennessee, but he's also starting from the ground up. And this NCAA investigation, is it going to be an ongoing theme? And we're going to continue to hear coaches turn Tennessee down, because I think the longer this thing drags out, probably the worse it goes for Tennessee, because the people were saying that we're going to have a coach by Monday. We're going to have a coach in place by Monday. Now everybody seems to be leaning towards Wednesday. Well, what happens if we don't have a coach in place on Wednesday and this thing drags out to Friday or further in the week? Do you think the further this thing drags on, the worse it goes for Tennessee? Because look, the name now, And again, going back to Danny White, this is something that he's done in the past. He's known for leaking information. Is Tony Elliott his guy? And that's why he put that name out there to see what Vol Nation thought. And then we're getting more information kind of leaked as we go, because now the name that seems to be out front and center is Sonny Dykes, the head coach at SMU. And I don't think anybody that's a fan of the Tennessee Volunteers is going to be on board for Sonny Dykes. He's 63 and 59 as a head coach. Probably most people would know him from his time at Cal as the head coach. And in 2013, he led Cal to their worst season in school history. 3 losing seasons in 4 years at Cal. And now he's at SMU as the head coach. I just don't know. I cannot see anybody getting on board with Sonny Dykes. Again, is this name being leaked out to the media just to make Tony Elliott look a whole lot more sexy? Because I think most people, definitely me, let me know in the comments. You may disagree with me. I would definitely take a Tony Elliott over Sonny Dykes. But again, we don't know. And that's the thing about this. We didn't put out any content yesterday because there's not a lot of information coming out. It's a lot of speculation. It's a lot of guessing. I think the James Franklin stuff is pretty solid. And again, why did that leak out as well? I don't know. James Franklin's a guy that I would have been on board with. I would have been very excited about James Franklin coming to Tennessee. He's had success at Penn State. And look, I know a lot of you guys hate him. A lot of people hate James Franklin. But let's be honest. Let's look ourselves in the mirror and be honest why we hate James Franklin. It's because of what he did at Vanderbilt. That's why we hated him. We would love that guy if he was the head coach at Tennessee. And maybe that's not over. Maybe, he said no for now. Maybe something changes his mind. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. At what point does this whole coaching search roll back around to Kevin Steele? Because how many no's do you get before you finally say, all right, let's settle in. Let's just roll with Kevin Steele. Is he the type of guy that can step in for a couple of years, get you through these NCAA violations? We still don't even know. We don't even know what the penalty is going to be. Is it going to be multi-year bowl ban? Is it going to be how many scholarships? We just do not know. And I don't know. As a head coach, are you willing to? Are you going to gamble? Are you going to gamble and go to Tennessee when you don't even know what these penalties are going to be? So I wonder at what point do they just circle back to Kevin Steele, roll with him for a couple of years, stabilize the program? I don't think an interim coach. I don't think you come out and announce him as an interim for a year. I don't think that's the way, especially when you talk about the in-state recruiting for 2022. I think you got to have somebody that is the head guy, and you've got to land that class. JP touched on it during a live stream. That 2022 class is so important. You got to have a guy named as head coach. So let's wrap this video up with this. Nobody's excited about Sonny Dykes. A lot of you guys in the comments are not excited about Tony Elliott. James Franklin turns down Tennessee. Matt Campbell rumored to turn down Tennessee. Not even interested in talking as far as what I've seen. We all know that Lane Kiffin, Jamie Chadwell, Hugh Freeze, all 3 interested, according to everything you see. Jason Swain says Lane Kiffin would crawl back to Tennessee. At what point do you bite the bullet and not interview a guy like Sonny Dykes? You don't talk to a guy like Sonny Dykes. You don't trot a guy out to a podium. Sonny Dykes, new head coach at Tennessee. At what point does Tennessee bite the bullet and go back and hire a guy like Lane Kiffin, Jamie Chadwell, Hugh Freeze? If they hire somebody like Sonny Dykes when everything screams that those 3 guys are interested, this fan base is going to lose their minds. And I know Danny White put it out. Hey, guys, text a friend. Text a friend. Don't tweet about it. Text a friend. Guess what? If you hire Sonny Dykes, they're going to tweet about it. It's going to be ugly. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Look, I still have all the confidence in the world in Danny White. I don't think he's a guy that's going to go hire somebody like a Sonny Dykes. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? How do you think this thing is going to play out? We'll continue to bring you coverage as much as we can get. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, please smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. If you're into the Vols basketball team, join Dauber and JP tonight. If something breaks, something changes, if we have a head coach, we'll call an audible. The basketball stream will be off. We'll do a football stream. So tune in for that. Just make sure you're subscribed so you do know what is going on with Talkin VAWLS. But that's it. That's going to wrap it up for this short video. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The dog's house.